Tangerine. It's pretty good.
It's not bad. I've had it too. I'm
I'm
pamplemoosing myself.
Ooh. You can't do that on a podcast, man. You can't.
I can try.
You can't do that. At least not while we're being videoed.
Is the snare off on here?
Nice.
They say there's pamplemousse in Springstead.
Feeling good. Keep our nervous tapping to a minimum.
Got our talking points.
Mr. Walters.
Got my notes right here. And with that, welcome to this week's edition of the Old Pine Road Podcast.
Yes.
Woo!
Keep them up top.
Welcome,
It's
folks.
episode 3. Looks like we definitely just peaked all the mics.
Great.
and
We'll fix that in
everybody's ears
post.
out. Probably fix that.
Maybe not.
This is very special. This week we have the third leg of our three-legged dog here, Mr. Paul LaForest. Welcome, Paul.
Welcome,
Hey,
Paul.
Thanks.
Thank you for coming. Thanks for being with us.
Good to have you.
Thanks for checking out our decorative chessboard.
Yeah, it's good.
This week, featured on our chessboard is I think it's called a selenite crystal with a light base on it. I hope the viewers at home have a good time staring at it. I spend hours a day, sometimes entire days out of the week staring at it myself. So I hope you get that same enjoyment like I did.
I think one of the things that's important to note about musicians is the hours that we spend in dissociation, where we just have to stare out into space to perfect our craft.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
really
Alarming.
It's critical. Yeah.
The community hates it.
Yeah.
And I get it. You know, you see some guys standing on the sidewalk staring off into the woods for hours at a time. It's unsettling.
Definitely the word that was coming to my mind, too.
Yeah. And I understand it, but you guys have to understand that without that, there is no music.
Right.
None.
We listen to the woods.
Listen to the woods. So we were kind of on a vein. The first 2 episodes, we talked about our origin story. And it had 2 sections. It had BM, before Max, or bowel movement. And then we have AM, which, of course, after Max. Very clever of us, I will say.
Aftermax kind of implies that, well, like it's after I'm already gone, but let's run with it.
Salute.
That's okay.
So we got into that. We talked about us meeting at Jack Pine.
Yes.
And Scott Kirby being the catalyst for that
We
meeting.
saw
And
the other night.
we did. I do want to talk about that for a little bit because that was exciting. We got to see the wonderful Scott Kirby up at Dudley's.
Great show.
At,
Great show.
what is it called? Big Snow...
River.
Snow River Mountain.
Snow River, yes. Don't go
And
changing.
then the Black River Basin. Yeah, yep. Beautiful spot. They did a remodel on that. Looks really cool. We had a good time. When we play there, they usually hook us up with a room. And Max and I will... meander down to the old hot tub
Little spa day.
Have ourselves a float.
Yep.
And
Little
it
float.
never fails. We walk into a hot tub or a pool, everybody leaves. It's like a timer starts. So like, all right, got to get out of here before these hippies start tripping or something. Grab the kids, Jane.
I did almost trip, remember?
You did, like walking into the hot tub. That's right.
It could have been bad.
It was bad. That is a cool pool. That's one of our favorite pools. It looks like
It's
the
beautiful.
pool from The
man.
Shining. I'm sure nobody from the management is there, but please don't change the pool.
Please don't.
It is the coolest
Yes.
pool.
It's a time capsule.
Yeah, that's a neat spot. We had a good time, and so yeah, we got done playing and had ourselves a nice soak, and then Mr. Scott Kirby was playing in Dudley's immediately after, and I sat for about 3 hours and just had the most dead-eyed stare. I think that's like the ultimate thing for like musician to musician. Like I was locked in.
Yeah.
You know, there's certain things you can do in Michigan you can't do in Wisconsin, and they made that show tremendous, and we had a great time. So
It was beautiful.
it was
Beautiful
great.
music, good
Scott's
times.
wonderful, beautiful person, just beautiful person. We stayed up until 2. After the show, I wandered back to the hotel room for a minute, vanished, did some wizard things, and then I came back, and by the time I came back, Max was Max was gone. You were still walking around and like around, but you were not all there at that point. It was early. It was like 2 a.m. Good time. Not trying to put you on the spot. You look like your face just dropped like a deep shave. We were on vacation. We were having a good time. But then I took over. Then you cashed out, went to bed, and I stayed up with Scott for the next. And then he was still good to go. I had to tap out. He was still wide awake.
Yeah.
I was not wide awake. And I'm still not wide awake. It's been a couple
You can
days.
sleep next week.
Still adjusting.
Yeah.
But that was a great time. Great show.
It's been
a lot
a
of
good
fun.
week. Been a good week so
It's
far.
been a good time.
It's gonna be a great weekend.
Show at Liberty Way last night was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah,
that was a
Great
good time.
Oh yeah.
That was our first trio show in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turned out good.
A couple weeks at least.
Yeah. So
At least.
went well. That's always got. I think the sound in there is always nice.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's kind of a smaller space and just a couple bodies in there and absorbs that bass real nice.
Yeah.
Real nice. But
Yeah.
yeah, good time tonight with the P Patch. P Patch Legendary.
The patch.
It's gonna be a
Yep.
fun time. They have
Yep.
the ugly sweater contest going on tonight.
All my sweaters are too pretty.
Yeah. You're right.
I don't think I'm gonna win that.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I have. All my sweaters are ugly. I'm on the opposite side of that coin.
Yeah.
Mine are beautiful.
You do have some very nice clothes.
I'm not trying to brag about my
The best-
sweaters, but
You do.
best
Though.
dressed
You've got
member.
you've got a good like vintage selection.
good
of-
wardrobe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good selection.
I decided to wear my Christmas shirt today. Hope you viewers.
Christmas
Like
shirt.
I was like, still December.
Oh.
Wear it one more time.
The first night at the ski hill, I forgot to pack underwear for the whole weekend or the whole stretch. And then the very first night I'm there, the one pair of underwear I have, I spill a whole can of LaCroix into.
Oh.
The very first, like not even before our show, like I'd been there a half hour, spilled the whole can of LaCroix.
Hold on.
So
were
we
you-
both
were
had to
you
go
wearing
commando.
Was I wearing
Were
the
you wearing it while you spilled it, or did you just like dump it in?
wearing the LaCroix or my underwear?
Both.
He was wearing the LaCroix after.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying.
I was, yeah, it became part. It resorbed.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Gotta hydrate one
so
way or the
yeah,
other.
I was free balling while playing free falling, and nobody knew anything. Nobody's none the wiser.
Well, now they know.
Now they know.
Now
and
you know. Sorry about that. Sorry, Mom.
I don't. Why would your mom be ashamed that you're not wearing underwear?
I don't know. She doesn't care about what I do, so I guess it doesn't matter. Wishful thinking.
Wait, you want your mom to be ashamed that you don't wear underwear?
I'm very confused.
I can vouch for that.
Yeah, it was a fun set of shows. P-Patch is going to be really fun. Boulder, I'm excited for that.
Oh yeah.
Bringing the
Oh, yeah.
smoking lasers.
Oh yeah.
Yup.
It's
yeah.
gonna be
Yup.
it's gonna be a boot stomping time.
Gonna
so.
be good.
Lots of fun music on the horizon. That's just about sums up our week and our entire lives up to this point.
Yeah.
So
That's life.
Yeah.
that's it.
That's life.
So let's circle back. So we've OPRB AM, OPRB BM. Now we move on to OPRB PL. Paul LaForest.
Yeah. Yeah.
DP during Paul.
Well.
OPRB DP during Paul. That's what that means.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
You can get your shirts now at oldtimerollband.com.
We actually
Limited edition.
We will be printing those in my basement.
OPRB
Special
DP.
order for this podcast.
Good.
Only.
Yeah, put those kids to work.
Yeah.
So, Paul, how long have you been with us now? Is this your second winter?
Yeah. My first gig was actually New Year's Eve
Yeah.
Last year?
last
Yeah,
year.
at Indian.
Oh,
or at
so
Snorer.
this is your
We're
1 year
like-
anniversary.
We're here. We're at the 1 year
Wow,
anniversary.
1 year anniversary.
So that's-
Happy anniversary.
Gotta get them some flowers
Cheers.
or something.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh,
Cheers.
By the way, LaCroix, if you're watching this,
Sponsor us.
hello.
Yeah. What are royalties these days? Like 5 cents?
5 cents more than I got right
Yeah,
now.
no, right. It's at least
5
as
cent
much.
deposit.
At least it needs to be as much as taking the can to Michigan and putting it in the machine and getting
Yeah.
10 cents. Like,
I just don't get it. I keep bringing my cans to Michigan. I throw them out the window and I get nothing.
It's weird.
yeah.
I don't understand.
That
Are
one time
supposed
you
to
got
get more-
you got pulled over that one time.
Yeah, they gave me a fine. What the hell?
Ridiculous.
I don't think I get how recycling works yet. Back from whence you came.
It's got minerals in there. If this is any iron in this can, then it came right out of the ground.
You're
In ironwood.
Old Pine Road Band does not support littering. We're just kidding around, folks.
You're telling me that there's some helpless, starving deer out there, and they can't even have the comfort of my used can?
That crunch.
A belly full of aluminum. We do not support littering. We hate littering. I'm all for. Yeah, I think we should bring back like lynch mobs, but for good things like litter bugs
Yep. Yep.
Anything
and
that
just like annoying people.
Yeah.
You know, people. People that play their music too loud, too quiet.
Right. Yeah.
There's it's going to be hard to avoid the mob.
Old Pond Road Band does not support bringing back lynch mobs or anything that we talk about.
We don't support literally anything we've said.
You know,
I
have a public school education. You can't hold me accountable for everything. And with that, I'd like to thank all of our public educators, the education department, and everybody else. If you guys are looking to sponsor us,
Oh yeah, we want to get those big public education bucks.
those big public education bucks.
That's how you really make it.
So happy anniversary, Paul!
Thanks.
Happy anniversary.
Thanks.
Congratulations. We
you.
did get you a
you.
present.
Is it?
You're drinking it right
Yeah.
now. Thanks, LaCroix.
Hey, slow down on that. It's the only one you get.
Okay, all right. I'll save this. I'll save this throughout the year for awaiting my next can.
Don't drink that all in one place.
Yeah.
Paul, we did talk. So we paraphrased a lot. We did talk about you a little bit, and we did a really just brutally chopped up summary of how you met us and.
I listened to it and I actually made a lot of notes and like, if it were a paper, I would have had red ink all over it. Just.
And I would lightly
omit.
skim that.
Yeah.
What score would you give it then?
You still got a B-, but I'm an easy grader, so.
B-. That's the best grade I've ever gotten.
Congratulations.
Who's the idiot now, Mom?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny, but it still hurts.
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole point of laughter.
That's the good humor.
Laugh through the
Rooted in
pain.
Laugh through the pain.
Yeah,
Laugh with
the
the
old
pain.
Pine way.
Yeah,
Tis, tis.
yeah. Was the Stormy gig the first place you saw us?
Yep.
Why were you at the Storm? What were you guys doing?
Okay. So, I mean, my now wife, Emily, we got married this year.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Second and most important thing to happen this
Yes.
year aside from the OPRB
Right, yeah.
anniversary.
Yeah. I have like fourth.
Let's be real.
Don't listen to this, Emily. Anyway, so
Love you. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you. Emily's a sucker for weird events. Like, she's the kind of person who will take a road trip and she'll be like, "Oh, we gotta stop at this weird largest ceramic sparrow in the world."
Ooh.
And
Is that a thing?
yeah,
Oh,
that was actually a thing.
That's pretty
I
cool.
don't think it was a
That is
sparrow. Now I can't remember what bird it was.
Now it's not a sparrow all of a sudden.
Oh,
Whippoorwill.
it was in Topeka, Kansas, I think.
Okay.
Like some bird, like a largest ceramic finch or something. So one of our fact
Was it
checkers
pretty
that we
big, or-
hire will figure this out. for us.
Ceramic
Was it like
birds
this
in
big?
Topeka.
No. It was I don't know, as big as around. I couldn't fit my arms around it. Like
It's been a pleasure to meet you. Off to see ceramic birds in Topeka.
Yeah. Anyway,
Off the cuff, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that's new.
I'll be here all week, whether you want me to or not.
That's going on album 3. No, but she's a sucker for stuff like that. So Platter Day. Heck yeah!
Yeah.
Like this is a really cool thing.
That is a sweet event.
For our listeners, if they're unfamiliar, Platter Day is an event that I think Stormy Cromer hosts.
Or at least they have something to do
The
with
city of
sponsoring
Ironwood works with it. Stormy Cromer has been around forever. They got a factory up there. They make the hats there. It's legendary hats. If you're looking for a sponsorship, Stormy.
That'd be a good
But great
sponsorship.
event, really cool event. We
Yeah,
did that
awesome
again.
event.
We did it again this year, and it was super cool. They put us in that theater.
Historic Ironwood
Oh my
Theater in
gosh.
downtown Ironwood.
That
Beautiful
is
place.
so.
Beautiful
That
place.
was surreal. We were
That
we were scheduled to play outside in what was that?
was-
October.
Yeah.
It was cold the year before. We did half a show the year before. It was
42
like
the year
40.
before.
Yeah, and then this year it was like 30 and rainy or something.
Yeah, it was terrible.
So we lucked out.
The rain saved
and
us
had to do
on
the
that.
backup plan, which was like one of the most beautiful theaters we've ever been in. But
That should be
Yeah.
the primary plan.
yeah, well, they had some other stuff planned that night too. It's a cool event. Cool
Weather
spot.
permitting, it would be cool if they had everything going on outside.
Yeah.
But
It was cool the year
great.
they had. It was cool the year we played outside too.
It
Their
was.
outside concert venue is really cool too.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah,
really
it is.
like Platter Day. Cool event. Stormy puts that on, and that is the weird event Paul keeps referring to
Yeah.
that Emily loves. And
It's actually worldwide. Like it's supposed to be on the Saturday, but I think the gig's supposed to be on like a Friday night for us because it's like Saturday morning. Where it's like the headquarters is like in Scandinavia somewhere, so it's like this worldwide thing where everyone dresses up in plaid and like takes pictures. That's why we had like the whole big photo op is
Right.
Platter
there's, like-
Claus.
yeah.
Klaus.
Platter Klaus.
Yeah.
I'm Papa. It's Platter Claus.
Nein.
Mein Schwester ist ja nicht.
Yeah, no, but it was fun. It's a fun gig, and we saw you guys, and I believe that was Scott playing with you.
Mr. Scott the Cocklerock
That's
was
right.
playing the
That
drums.
was him.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's hated that. Well, he didn't. I think he hated it at first, but then he grew to love it because he's synonymous with it now.
Right.
Rooster.
He still gets called that.
Yes.
He does?
Yeah, Scott was with us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And,
he was with us, and yeah, that was a very cold show. I remember wearing like the big plaid flannel.
It was chilly. Then we went to the Pea Patch and played later on that night.
Yeah.
Yep. And Paul came to that gig too.
I did. And
Oh,
here's
okay.
the
Yes.
thing. Here's the thing. So when we had planned out our Platter Day events, it was actually other local legend Liz Mathias that I had thought was lined up for that Pea Patch gig. And it seems like either she switched dates or something, and you guys either filled in. I don't know if there was a last minute fill in.
I wonder if that's what it was. I bet that
What it
is.
was.
I kind of remember something about.
I think it was.
being a
We had
last
the
minute thing.
Platter Day gig
Yeah.
scheduled, and then we were like, well, we're on our way.
Might as well.
Yeah. And so like we were like, oh yeah, we'll hit Platter Day up, and then we'll go see my friend
Queen Lizard.
Liz. She's awesome, and she was hosting an open mic over in Mercer, which is my hometown, at the Pines, and that was actually my first time playing anywhere in Mercer. I was like playing for Liz. I was like, oh yeah, I want to see Liz's show, and I get here and these two guys are there. I'm like, what the
Schmucks.
hell?
Couple of
Wait a second, those were the
schmucks.
guys on the stage. What, And so I was already kind of formulating like, oh man, what would it take to like getting a band up here, and like what do I need to do? What do I need to bring to the table to like be a useful commodity for someone who's like out there gigging.
It must
And
have
so-
been really hard to work up the courage to talk to us.
It was. You guys are so intimidating and cruel.
Cruel.
Just cruel
It's a
to the
deadly
audience.
combo. Deadly combo.
But no, I saw
that boy can play mandolin.
I saw David like doing the musical chairs act that you do with when you're looping the bass and then you go to the guitar. I'm like, man, you guys need some help. I want to do this. Like, and it was cool. It's cool to watch, but it's also like, boy, I'm exhausted just watching you like go from station to station here. So like, I was just like, hey, you need a bass player? And David's like, yeah, sure, kid. Come over to
Scram.
and says, come over to. Well, you had an open mic. You had an open mic like that following Wednesday, and you were like,
open mic
this.
the second Wednesday of every month at the Pea Patch Saloon in Manitowish Water, starting at 8 p.m.
That's right.
If you're looking for a sponsorship.
But yeah, no, I came to that, and I said, oh yeah, I'll just fill in with whatever bass, and you managed to play some things that I knew enough that I could fill in on bass and drop in some background vocals, which I don't know if you were particularly expecting at the time. I was just like, no, I'm a singer, and I'll play bass.
Yeah. Well, you know what? When you had initially approached me, you had said that your background was in drumming.
Yeah.
You told me that you that was kind of your primary thing that you really enjoyed, but that you also played bass, and I was like, okay, so bass your second thing. But then, that open mic was like, oh, he does understand music, and you have an awesome voice and gift for harmony.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
Yeah, very few people I've met that have just a natural ability at harmony.
Kid's got the voice of an angel.
He's got the voice of an angel.
Well, I will say it's not. I mean, it's somewhat natural, but it is very practiced. So I'm going to totally diverge and talk about my background a little bit.
No, let's go ahead and get into something else.
No, go ahead. No, that's fine. That's fine. I'll just sit in the corner. It's fine.
Dive in. We'll take a break here. Have a smoke.
So I started off wanting to do music. I mean, I was 4 when I started taking piano lessons, and they were my choice. My mom didn't even have to push, but we had a piano growing up.
4, huh?
4 years old. Yeah. Well, we just
practically a man.
Yeah.
Good job.
Practically. I still am practically a man. But
I'll take a note on that. Oh, no notes this week at all. Blank sheet of paper.
Hey, I thought we said no pencils.
You gotta earn that privilege. Max had his pencil privileges revoked after the last
over here
pencilless. Got a fucking drum line over there while we're doing our podcast.
I mean, I can do that with my fingers if it helps.
No, it doesn't. Oh. Jesus Christ.
We'll edit
You
that
schmucks.
We edit that in post.
Professionals. Anyways, you were 4 years old. Your mom made you a piano.
She made it. No, actually, it was a gift from my dad when she brought me home from the hospital. So the
it was
piano
a gift to her?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she'd always wanted a piano and never
Did
had
she
one.
play?
So, poorly.
Plucks.
Sorry, Mom. No, but
she all played poorly at something.
She never quite got the hang of it, but always wanted one, and came from a lot of different musical folks in her extended family and friends growing up and stuff like that. So always wanted one. So it was literally always in my house. There was always a piano growing up from the day I came home from the hospital, and we. When I was 4, started these lessons. Was in middle school band, playing clarinet, learned guitar.
Was that the second instrument?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got your guitar was a second one. How old were you?
No, the clarinet.
Clarinet was the second.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The second was clarinet.
No, I'm sorry about the clarinet.
Yeah, you should be.
I like clarinets.
My buddy Zach played clarinet.
Clarinets
and,
are sweet.
We went camping once, and he brought his clarinet with him, and I had my acoustic guitar. But I was still, very much teaching myself, and he was teaching, in early beginning band. Yeah. And the only thing I could really do with him was "I Kissed a Girl" by Katy Perry. So him and I just with an acoustic guitar and a clarinet in the woods.
That's so good.
The campsite we wanted to go to was full, so we just walked into the woods and set up a tent and started playing "I Kissed a Girl" with a guitar and a clarinet.
To be a fly on that wall.
Yeah, it would be just a guy walking through the woods on his property.
What tarnation is going on?
Kids. So you got a clarinet after your
Clarinet.
piano, and then you got a guitar?
Then I got a guitar.
Do you remember what kind of guitar it is?
Alvarez.
Acoustic?
An Alvarez. That was
Alvarez
my
acoustic.
first gigging guitar was an Alvarez.
Alvarez acoustic.
What color?
Blonde. Like, it was one of the, like,
Natural finish.
The basic, like, $100 guitars at the time.
One of the pack guitars,
Yeah.
like where you get the guitar with the book
yeah.
and the
Oh,
pack
yeah.
of picks and a strap.
Yep. And, it worked great until it finally fell apart, I don't know, about 8 years ago or so.
The guitar did?
It was around for quite a while.
I could repair it, but it's kind of like I took it to some shops and they were like, it's not worth the guitar, kid.
Yeah.
You're gonna spend way more than you ever spend on this.
It's
guitar
only gonna
just to
mean
fix-
it's only gonna have the nostalgia for you.
Exactly.
That's where I got
Exactly.
to one of my old
Exactly.
Alvarez. Basically, I had repaired it to the point where I was like, okay, this thing is
yeah.
garbage pretty much
Yep.
now, and it's floating around somewhere. There's some kid with an Alvarez, and the back is just looks like it went through one of the world wars.
Yep.
It's not in great shape, but
Yep.
it's around. But cool guitar.
And then I think I picked up the bass not long after that because I was just like, well, I should figure out what all I can play.
How old were you when you started with guitar and bass?
14 guitar, and I think I was probably about 16 with bass. And
Good age for the bass.
I was playing with one of my buddies, and we just sat there and did our singer-songwriter thing, and we recorded so much stuff, and he had massive anxiety stage fright, so we never played anywhere.
Oh yeah.
But we had so much fun just writing music in my basement and like recording stuff, and we learned some recording software on the fly and like got that all figured out, and then
I think everybody joins probably 5 or 6 bands before they join a band that actually plays out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Oh, yeah.
do think that's just
oh yeah,
the
Or plays often.
right.
yeah.
So I then I went to college, and actually my degree is in recording arts through the School of Music at Indiana University. IU JSOM if you're looking for a sponsorship.
You're looking for a sponsorship.
We're good Midwest stock.
Listen, there's
you know?
Listen, we almost had 100 views on one of our videos. You guys even know
I did-
what kind
I did-
of fame you're dealing with here?
I did put that on repeat like 50 times.
Yeah,
Thank you.
We're
Thank you. Thank you. Took
yeah.
one for the team.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for every single one of these views. Want to reiterate that if you're
Me too.
wasting your time listening to us right now, thank you.
Thanks, folks.
so much. We love you. I'm reaching through this microphone and I'm tickling your ear hole with my vocal cords, letting you know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And now they're not listening anymore.
Well,
Danke. Danke, Papa. Ich habe eine Hernia.
anyway, so okay.
I think David needs some medical attention.
College was interesting, fun time. I learned. I met a whole bunch of folks in the School of Music. That was cool.
Okay. I bet.
I started. I joined a a cappella group, and this is where I actually met most of my like real lifelong friends. I've got some friends from before that, but like, boy, I met so many cool people through this a cappella group.
How much was it like Pitch Perfect?
Nothing.
That is kind of heartbreaking.
Have you seen that? I haven't.
Have I seen all 3 Pitch Perfect movies multiple times in the theater? No.
He just winked at me, folks.
Got my fingers crossed. Do I have the extended director's editions?
No.
Gold 4K copies signed by the cast and crew?
Memorized every song? No, absolutely not.
Whoa. Anyway, so you were in an a cappella group.
Which was called.
Selective Hearing
Okay.
is the name. They always gotta have a goofy.
Always have to have
That's
a
a good
pun,
one.
a
That's a
pun
big
name
name.
if you have
Yeah.
an acapella group. That's like
That's
the
a
first
solid
rule.
name.
You have to do it, and we did we had a fun time. My buddy Brian and I were kind of the main arrangers for the group, so he and I ended up roommating for 2 years, and we just we spent a whole bunch of time.
Roommating is an actual word that doesn't, like you said,
I think-
room mating.
Yeah, no.
But roommating means something else.
Oh, roommating?
Yeah, that's a different.
ruminating.
Yeah.
Or is it ruminating?
I think it is.
it's ruminating.
I think it is.
But I think also
I think you're right.
rooming,
I think you're right.
Rooming together. I also roommating isn't a thing.
Why don't you just say like roomy mating?
Roomy mating.
Roomy mating?
Yes.
Why
mating
would
rooms.
anybody ever say that? Roomy mating?
I don't know. I didn't go to secondary school.
I
I only got my grade 12.
I will say.
Really? No. I didn't think so. I'm like, I don't think that checks out, man. Don't mean to call you out like that here on the podcast, but okay.
So anyway,
So-
Talking about Paul.
your roommate died.
Yeah, tragically, and then he came back.
Love it when that happens.
Regular
Yeah,
Romancer.
Job's or not Job. Who was the guy that came back from
Lazarus.
the dead? Lazarus.
Yeah.
Lazy Lazarus.
I know, right? No, but he and I, we spent a ton of time like arranging and like figuring out. He was a huge like acapella nut, and I was like, okay, it's a fun music thing to do. And he introduced me into a ton of other acapella groups, and like, here's how this works, and here's how these background lyrics work.
Deep dive
And
into
so-
the dark underbelly of acapella.
You have no idea.
It's a shady crowd.
No, there was just a lot of really cool things that I learned. He's got this huge jazz background as well, and like we absolutely did a lot of things to piss off the rest of the group often, because we would write these parts that they were like, I can't sing this, dude. This, what are you doing? And like we'd figure that, oh, okay, let's cut some parts out and like let's leave some room for breath, and like we figured all that stuff out on the fly. And
Probably where you cut your chops harmonizing.
oh, absolutely, absolutely. I was in that group for like 2.5 years, and we were practicing at least twice a week. We had some like campus gigs and whatnot, and we even recorded an album.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Is it out? Is it on? Is it on?
No.
This? Okay.
No, it was like handed out to people. There was no money made. Like it was like on a burned CD.
Labor of
Oh,
love.
that's cool.
Yeah.
What was the first track?
Well, what was the first track? I don't remember anymore.
NWA.
We had a couple good ones. We did the Mortal Kombat video game theme song. That was really fun.
Oh, cool.
Yes, exactly that one. That's the one.
This guy. Piss and vinegar.
We'd have like actually Brian would go like, test your might, and like in the background,
Oh,
it was
and do, like, the sound
dun dun dun
effects.
dun 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 dun. It was great.
That is
I was doing a lot of beatboxing at the time. Yeah, sorry.
Whoa.
I'm just kicking the table. Kicking the table.
Earthquake comes.
We'll see him. We'll see what those. We'll see what those look like. Gotta put my feet in the right spot. But yeah, no, I was doing a lot of beatboxing at the time. That was mostly my role,
No kidding.
which was fun.
Let's hear one.
Do it now.
Sure,
now.
like. Yeah, so beatboxing.
So on my balls, boys.
Why'd you guys stop? I was just getting into that.
I know, that's why we stopped.
Yeah, I know from experience that that is also probably where we'll see a lot of listeners drop off. Is that 5 seconds of beatboxing? Okay,
No.
We don't see jack shit.
I
We don't see
disagree.
any of that. We don't have that. We're not those guys.
okay.
I think it's gonna be the thing that really draws the crowd.
think my
It's a
mic-
highlight.
My mic looks
Well,
way too hot.
If you
I'd like to apologize to anybody if the audio quality is jarring up to this point.
Oh, Davey Hot Mic over here.
Oh, Davey, hi, Mike. Come get your dogs with balsamic and salsa. Slathered dogs. Balsamic dogs. Have you ever had a balsamic dog? Okay, so Max comes over here, and I've been making my homemade Chicago dogs.
I'm a culinary pathfinder.
I want to apologize to anybody from Chicago because my Chicago dogs were definitely not Chicago dogs.
Yeah.
But it was like an all beef dog with the nice sesame bun, and then instead of a sport pepper, I used pepperoncinis. Still used a little bit of celery salt, some nice mustard. A Chicago dog, you've got like that neon green straight out of the nuclear reactor relish.
Yeah.
I had like a perverted corruption of a Chicago dog. And I'm like, Maxie, you got to try one of David's homemade Chicago dogs. And he comes over. Well, Max is a little, you hate it when I say it, but a picky eater. You're not a picky eater. You're a selective eater.
I know what I like.
You know what you like, and you won't eat anything that's remotely outside of that. Whatever you call that. Whatever you call that.
Fine, I'm picky.
A little
So
bit.
what?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not like you're picky about like I'm not gonna eat healthy food. Like there's some flavors you're not a fan of. Like you don't like ranch and white
Mayonnaise.
White, yeah, you hate
Anything
white creamy.
mayonnaise-based.
I don't even like talking about it. Can we change the
was
subject?
it the mustard that you didn't like on the Chicago dog?
I'm warming up to mustard.
But at the time, you were anti-mustard.
I wasn't anti-mustard.
You had taken
It
a
was just
stance. Listen to me, Max,
Okay,
because
okay.
you had taken a stance that was so firm that instead of eating my semi-Chicago dog, that was kind of like a Chicago dog,
semi-Chicago.
you go into my fridge, you son of a gun, and grab out a bottle of balsamic vinaigrette. And he goes,
great on there.
and he slathers this.
I didn't slather
He
it.
slathers this
put a
perversion
touch.
of a Chicago dog with the most ungodly amount of balsamic. It was practically dripping like an Italian
No.
beef. This thing is swimming in balsamic vinaigrette, floating around on the plate. And it's good. I'm like, what is this? What is this garbage?
I put a little dab.
So now we've got like a running joke that like it ain't a Chicago dog
Slanderous.
if it ain't got a slather of balsamic on it, fresh from the tree,
I want it dripping.
fresh from the balsamic mines. I want them to send them kids down there and pump up the balsamic straight from under the earth, right into my dog.
That's the way it should be.
That's
And that's the way it will be.
And Max and I talked about that the entire summer, every day.
Yeah, it
when
was-
that happened, it was like the most exciting thing that ever happened to us at that point.
Yeah, nothing that good has happened.
My heart
since.
rate's going right now just thinking about it. Like it got me excited a little bit.
I'm right there with you.
Look at the mic all over the place, all excited.
You're
Balsamic
getting it.
I'm
dogs.
trying to get my heart rate right
But-
now. And she's
Getting
pumping.
17, 34.
Balsamic,
So
baby.
anyways, Paul, back to
No, here's the thing.
Tangent.
So speaking of Brian, my roommate, and selective hearing cohort in all of my all the arrangement that we did while we were roommating, we had a hot dog experiment of our own.
Oh,
So
really?
Oh, well.
Tell us more. Tell us more.
What is college about if it's not about having some hot dog experiences with your roommate?
exactly. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So we, I said, well, okay, you can put cheese on a hot dog, and you can put like various sauce on a hot
Who
dog.
says you can do that? Jesus.
Why? And I've even seen people put Cheese Whiz on a hot dog.
Oh,
So we
Christ.
decided, why not Alfredo sauce?
The Civil War was started for
Alfredo
less.
sauce?
Alfredo sauce. So we made Alfredo dogs.
Alfredo dogs.
And
Better not ever make fun of me about that balsamic thing ever again after that.
It is weird how like your stock just went way up and Paul's went way down. Like simultaneous,
Feels
just
good.
like,
Sorry, Paul.
so
I thought the balsamic was bad.
I'm on top of the world.
Balsamic vinaigrette on hot dogs now sounds like fine Italian dining.
Yeah.
I mean, it was. Here's the thing, though. I don't know if we overhyped it for ourselves, or we're just so full of ourselves.
That is the thing you did.
They're delicious.
I can tell by the
They're
tone of your
voice. They are delicious, and I will die on that hill. They are
Alone.
delicious. No, I will die on that hill with my dear friend Brian. With the
Rest
two
in
of us.
So that's the end of Paul's background story.
That's it.
He said before we started, like, there's some things in college that
He was talking about the Alfredo dog. I had no idea it was that bad.
I wasn't ready.
Me neither. Caught me off guard.
There's such a bad
Whacked in the
taste in my
face.
mouth. Kind of like Alfredo dogs.
Oh boy.
Boy.
I mean, you guys don't understand. There's been like now almost 2 decades of trying to convince people to eat them. Still,
Yeah,
like
I mean,
actively.
That must be tough.
Actively, we were
I'm
like,
starting to think that hill you're dying on is more of an island.
yeah. We'll have people over and they'll be like, oh, you know what sounds good? Alfredo dogs. And they're like, what?
If you were on a desert island, though, what food would you bring?
One food to eat for the rest of your life, is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
do you have an infinite amount?
Hold on. Can we establish some parameters?
Sure.
Is this like, so you need to like nutritionally survive off this food, or just like it's a favorite food? Because if we're talking about just like fun food that I'm going to
You're
choose, that's going to be different than like
Survival
food
food.
I have to eat for the rest of my life to survive.
Right.
Can we clarify that?
Yes. Fun.
Yeah, survival food's boring. It's like, I'll bring a powdered,
Yeah, well, you're going to bring like a can of Alfredo and a pack of dogs.
not hot dogs, a literal pack of dogs.
Pack of dogs. All right, your food, your fun island food.
My fun island food.
Don't say Alfredo dogs, please.
I'll throw
It
up.
will not be Alfredo dogs. I would say probably banh mi. I love a good banh mi sandwich. It's one of
do
my
too.
favorites of all time.
What's a banh mi sandwich?
It's an Asian sandwich. I think it's
Yeah.
Vietnamese.
Vietnamese.
Okay, what's kind of on it?
So you got your like Southeast Asian kind of like barbecued meats.
Okay, yeah.
So you'll have like the pork with like that's kind of sweet, and you'll have usually carrots, jalapenos, fresh jalapenos. Sometimes cabbage, kind of depends on the place. Sometimes cucumber, again,
Yeah,
depends.
yeah,
like
cucumber.
the long slice, like
Cucumber.
sushi style.
Okay.
But it is because of the French colonization of Vietnam that you have. It's on a baguette. It's on a French baguette.
Ooh, yummy.
And it's mayonnaise based, which
That's where I replace mine with balsamic.
exactly, exactly.
But
Yeah.
You guys are weird. I can't hang out with you anymore.
it's okay.
It's been a good run. 1 year anniversary, folks.
Fuck you, Max.
Yeah, but no, banh mi.
Banh mi. So that's your fun.
good
That's
pick.
your
I
think-
fun
I think
island
that's what-
food.
that's what fun
Max.
is.
Max.
Come back to me. Let's go yours first. I'm trying to think.
So I have always had this thing. You know how like everybody's got like their superpower. If you could have one superpower, you could have one.
Yeah.
And a lot of people choose flying. I'll say right now, if only the weirdos choose invisibility.
I'm not weird. What are you talking
That's a
about?
good way to test out if somebody's a weirdo. If you ask them their favorite superpower and they say invisibility, they're a weirdo. And then mine. If you bump that mic, I'm gonna have a
I'm not
literal
bumping it.
aneurysm.
Max. He's got his toes
This
on it.
audio quality is just fucking
We're
ruffling.
gonna edit.
Don't just let it be. Just let it be. Every sound, just stop moving it. Just let it be.
Just get it out of the blast zone.
Anyways,
Go on.
get it out of the blast zone.
my favorite superpower, if I could choose a superpower,
Okay.
would be to eat as much ice cream as I humanly could without
Your side effects.
without having any side effects or negative nutritional consequences.
Okay. So ice cream.
So my fun food would probably be ice cream.
What kind?
But you can see how it's important to establish the nutritional difference, because obviously if I ate nothing but ice cream,
Right.
my years would be limited.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
I think I came up with mine.
Okay, I'm ready.
Soup.
That's an interesting.
Which
Not as you got to narrow it
Which
down.
ice cream?
So okay, good. Quid pro quo.
I find a variety of different soups to be.
I find
Very
a variety
pleasing.
of ice creams to be. I would have to say my favorite ice cream is something like a peanut butter cheesecake.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of my favorite soups is like a creamy like turkey wild rice.
Ooh.
Or like I love a good chili too. I like bean soup. I know you're not too into beans, but
I gotta change my tone on beans. I know
beans are
it's a good
a
protein.
staple of life. I feel
That's a
like
British thing. The British eat beans like for breakfast and
people eat
stuff.
beans all around the world.
Yeah, people are beans, but I've really only eaten beans. I've had baked beans with like, my dogs, my balsamic dogs.
Oh, you do like baked beans?
Yeah. Oh, I love baked beans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's-
a good
it's
baked
a-
bean.
You like
It's a
refried
good-
beans?
Not a huge fan.
No?
No,
Okay.
they're a little too just not my texture.
I used to
I'll
not.
eat them. I'm not. The thing is, I will eat it. Taste is a journey.
Right.
Food is a journey, and so like you gotta go through the low valleys to get the high peaks.
Right.
You gotta eat the refried beans if you're also gonna eat the salsa con queso. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can't be.
You gotta do that.
Otherwise, you're gonna have a big
If you're
pile
just-
of
if you're
beans
just
and no
eat-
con queso.
Yeah, if you only eat stuff you like, you eat ice cream forever. And
But there's no health consequences, remember?
Right.
once I get that superpower,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, good.
It's gonna be.
I'm working on it. I've been trying to have like like cows bite me and stuff. Like if Spider-Man had spiders bite him and that made him like able to do spider stuff. I think if a cow bite me, maybe I could just eat all their ice cream.
Maybe you should start messing around electric fences. That's like. It could be.
Yeah, I keep getting chased off. I can't. I don't get it.
Okay.
I don't get
That's
it.
the trick. You gotta get
I
some
thought the
camo.
fences were supposed to be the ones doing the chasing.
No.
Just trying to get superpowers.
Oh yeah. Soup. So you're going to turkey and wild rice.
Oh, there's a lot of soups.
No,
There's
you
a-
said one. You said one. You had to do one. You already said turkey and wild rice. Can't take it back. Have fun on your island.
I will.
I'll have fun on mine.
You do that.
With your ice cream.
Ice cream island and soup island. I die immediately because I'm only eating ice cream. Oh man.
I feel like I would last a while with banh mi. It's pretty balanced.
Yeah, I forgot about the banh mi.
Yeah, I know.
You know
'Cause
what'd
I
be
chose well.
What about this? What if we compromise and put the soup and the ice cream together? We call it soup scream. And best of both worlds.
I'd rather join up with Paul.
Think
Yeah.
about that, some hearty turkey mixed with like a chocolate fudge ice cream.
I'd rather dip my banh mi in my soup.
I mean, that's just au jus at that point. That's great.
Yeah, that's literally already
That's
a food.
awesome.
What are you talking about?
No, I'm saying that's great.
I'm trying to be an innovator over here.
I don't think anybody knows what they're talking about. At this level.
So anyways,
Yeah.
let's get back to my notes.
We gotta get back to Paul.
So after college, actually, like towards the end of college, after selective hearing was no longer a thing, I joined a band that went through many names. My favorite name of it was called Kid Simmons, and I was fronting that band. I picked up an electric mandolin and was fronting that band and having a good time. And the bass and the bassist and drummer were siblings. Their last name was Simmons, and so that was a real fun time. We played around. My
Now,
college
is
town,
that where you
Bloomington.
guys got the inspiration for the name of the band?
No, it's unrelated.
Okay.
Was this in Indiana?
Yeah,
Okay.
this is in my college town, Bloomington.
Bloomington.
Bloomington, for those of you who don't know, is south of Chicago.
Yes, it is. It's true. So is
I majored in geography, huh?
yeah.
think it
Bloomington,
is.
Bloomington, Indiana, which is different
Swinging
than
a hit.
Bloomington,
Good job,
Illinois.
Yes, those are different
Yeah,
places.
different places. But yeah, so I once I graduated, you're our geography
David. Good
major.
job, David.
It was good.
Hey, geography was hard. I never understood shapes.
Yeah. I get that. After college, I graduated in 2009, and there was a recession, and so jobs sucked, and I went to Austin because again, recurring theme. My buddy Brian had moved down to Austin. He graduated a couple years before me, and he had he worked his way into the tech software industry and said, "Hey man, this town's recession proof. Come crash on my couch. Come find a job." I went down there actually looking for work in video game audio, which is kind of where I had worked on some video games, scoring, sound effects and stuff like that in college, and tried to aim my career in that way.
On a keyboard?
Keyboard, computer,
Okay.
all kinds of stuff.
Sweet.
Like
That sounds really fun.
It was super fun. It was super, super fun. And when I got down there, that industry was super cutthroat, and I basically needed to like know someone in it to even get my foot in the door. I ended up teaching math, which I also have an undergrad degree in mathematics, so I was teaching community college math for like 10 years, which was fine. And I don't know, tiring, and I was broke all the time and didn't have any insurance, and adjunct professors are treated like garbage in this country.
Yeah.
And that sucked.
And then worst of all, you had to do math for work.
And I had to do math for work. Yeah.
That does sound like a nightmare.
But all that time I was still in bands in Austin, and I was
Ship it up to Austin.
playing with
Whoa.
I was playing with a lot of folks at that. I had the main band that I had joined at that time. We finally landed on the name Wonder Color, which we found out was also a line of makeup after the fact, after we'd already kind of done some of our branding. So
And pretty
Illegal.
vibrant music scene.
Can't comment further
Oh,
due to
man.
legal
Yeah.
litigation.
Yes. Yeah. No, it was a very vibrant music scene. We played out a little bit, but ultimately people's lives just kind of get in the way, and people don't. Not everyone's able to make enough time for music.
Yeah.
And I feel like
We know that.
Yeah. How would you know?
You don't say.
And so I play with those folks, and I play with different versions of that band. Like some members traded out. We went by the name Data Sponge for a little while with a couple different people.
Personnel changes.
Personnel changes, and but yeah, I was playing. I was always. I would get real cranky if I didn't have at least a little touchstone of music. Like, I would say like, "Hey guys, we need to at least get together and jam out." And it's been 6 weeks. Please give me my lifeblood.
Yeah.
Come over.
Throw me a frickin' bone here.
And I was drumming for both of those bands, drumming and singing, which I really loved.
Simultaneously?
Yeah. It's honestly.
Back and forth?
Yeah, drum. Yeah. No.
Is that how you sing too?
I always found like getting my diaphragm not to move while I played drums was the hardest part. And once I unlocked that, I was like, okay, this is so much fun. It's so much fun to hear like how my rhythms are different from what my hands are doing, and I love that.
I still can't get my diaphragm up my butt. But anyways, let's talk a little bit more about the lizard people.
Yeah.
And what they're doing to our major cities. Sorry. ADHD's kicking in. I've been staring at this thing too long.
It's boring into your brain.
Got lizard people on my mind.
That's the way they want it.
That is the way they want it. So yeah, you migrated up north.
Mm-hmm.
Your parents had a place up here, and you've been living up in Mercer. Is that how it's pronounced?
Mercer?
Mercer.
Mercer.
We love
Merci
Mercer.
beaucoup.
We were just in Mercer last night.
Yeah.
And Mercer.
Lord have mercy.
And Mercer is always inside of us.
Old Pine Road Band does not admit to any kind of Mercer insertion into any orifices.
Mercertion. Mercertion.
Yeah, that was just kind of a no-brainer. That just kind of happened.
It was very natural.
Max does have a favorite Mercer catchphrase.
Catchphrase. What's your favorite Mercer catchphrase?
Lord have mercy on my very soul.
There it is. Yeah.
I think we're gonna end the podcast right about now.
This is the last. This is the last episode.
Actually, you know what?
Come on,
I'm
it's
gonna
cute.
double check. We're still recording.
It's cute. It's a cute little.
We're just about at an hour. I think what we'll do today, instead of doing 2 episodes, which we were talking about, we've got a lot of shows, so I think we're just gonna make today like a extended episode.
Hit them with an extendo.
Hit him with an extendo instead of 2 podcasts this week. You'll
that,
get
folks?
one really long special one.
Extendo.
Yep, you might have to pause it and come back later. If you're doing it, now's the time. Go ahead, grab some popcorn, grab a cup of Joe.
Let's go
by the
out
way,
to
I
the
keep forgetting the camera's
lobby.
there, and I'm like stretching, so I probably just look like weirdo. I am a weirdo. I don't look like one. It's
I've been like,
Well, you do too.
yeah. Also, make sure you don't get too far back from the table. I don't know if you're going to be out of frame. That
What?
would be hilarious. I
That would
I
suck.
think you're good, but that would be hilarious. Just you're off frame the whole time.
Oh no.
It's the old Pine way.
I'm the reason why half these people are tuned in.
That is true. More than half. More than half. You're a lovable character. You really are.
Oh.
I've,
Yeah, you
I've said,
Stop.
like such just
Stop.
I said to Max last night, I said, you're my favorite Old Pine Road Band member,
Yes.
including me. So,
yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
You are. You're a sweet little boy.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you. You're growing up before our eyes
Blossoming.
into a beautiful young woman.
It's true.
Max is a good kid. I don't care what the papers say.
Can't trust them anyway.
So we've been working. So Paul has been gigging with us now. You did this last summer was your first summer with the Old Pine Road. Summer on the Old Pine Road is we got crazy seasons. We have like summer's nuts, New Year's Eve is nuts. Like we've got balls to the wall seasons, then a lot of chill ones. But Paulie did a summer with us. We had a lot of fun, and then we spent a good chunk of December recording some tunes.
Yep.
Cool fact, Paul and Max both have a song on the album that they are singing,
Yep.
which is pretty dang neat.
Very cool.
Cool stuff. Yeah, any other stages of the recording process that you've been enjoying?
Oh man, I love
Dreading.
recording. I love recording. Like, I mean, you know, I was lucky enough. Like, as I mentioned, I went to school for recording stuff, and it's.
No shit. When did you mention that?
I know. Well, you know, maybe our viewers just tuned in. How do podcasts work? No, but
Not for our commercial break.
right. No, I mean, I love all of it, and I've I love working with good takes, and I think that's the big thing. Like, you know, ultimately, in any recording situation, you aren't gonna make something magical unless there's something magical already happening in the studio, in the recording booth. And I found that out the hard way at least a couple times in my half-assed recording career. Like down in Nashville, I
just want to say for that, I think it's full ass.
Oh, thanks. 200% ass recording career. I definitely found a lot of situations where, yeah, if you work for a living, you take the gigs you get, right? Of course, like we all do. And there were some acts that came in that I was like, oh boy, I don't know if there's enough lipstick that I can apply to this pig to, you know, like it's so bad, and you just got to work with it. And with you guys, I mean, you guys do awesome.
This pig's
things.
got a lot of lipstick on it.
No, here's the thing.
It's a one pretty pig.
You guys are at least like, you know, kind of like a sexy bird or something.
Thank you. I think we're pretty great
You
too.
know, like at least.
What's the sexiest kind of bird in your opinion?
Probably a heron, right?
I know
You find herons sexy?
Herons.
Yes,
yeah.
I know I misspoke.
Herrings.
The answer is the blue-footed booby. 100% the sexiest bird.
Or
give me them blue-footed boobies.
the titmouse.
What is it when you're obsessed? What's a bird specialist called? It's not an ornithologist. It's got a word.
Ornithologist?
Is it an ornithologist? Ornithologist?
A hornologist?
Ornithologist.
You're really obsessed with birds. and other
I was just looking for an excuse to talk about the blue-footed booby.
That's right.
I can talk about that. I don't need an excuse.
I'm sorry.
That's my progressive funk band name.
I'm really sorry I brought up sexy birds. I feel like this is on me.
Um,
It's all my fault.
What are some other kind of sexy birds besides?
Obviously, parrots and like macaws and things like those are pretty like sexually attractive.
I just don't think of birds like that, I guess.
You asked the question.
Yeah, because he said sexy birds. I've never heard anybody say like think of a bird.
Anything sexual if you think about it, right?
Yeah. or think about it in a way that will end up on your permanent record.
Exactly.
Whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we got that cleared up.
Yeah.
All right, so the next sexy bird. An honorable mention, the ostrich. the funky like porn music playing in the background. Just an ostrich walking around.
Strutting. They call that strutting.
the strut. The ostrich strut. We don't deserve to
Beauty
be
is
doing
in
this.
the eye of the beholder.
We don't deserve to be doing this again. If anybody's listening at this point, you're a saint.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And don't be afraid to come back at us with the bird that you find most sexually attractive. We would love to hear that.
That's our test this week.
Yes.
What do you find
What's
to
the
be
sexiest bird?
the
What do you
sexiest
think,
bird?
guys?
Sexiest bird.
No wrong answers as long as the birds are consenting and of age.
Yeah. 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 No ducklings.
No. No chicks. Mallards are pretty.
They do have some very
Those
very
that
pretty
green.
colors.
That green is just like that's surreal.
It's a sexy bird.
Why are you licking your lips?
Because I do love eating duck too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the good meats.
Is that a euphemism now?
One of the good
No,
Just wondering.
No, it's just tasty bird.
Okay.
That's like the top 5 tastiest birds.
have you ever had
turkeys
like
up there?
a
Duck.
crispy duck from like a Chinese place?
I do not like duck at all. No. I've had it a lot of different ways, and it's just too greasy.
Have you like
get into it.
had one that's been cooked?
No. No. You cook
Tastes way better.
Oh, well.
At least get rid of the feathers.
Maybe I've been doing it wrong this whole time.
doing it
you know.
wrong. You ever have a turducken?
I haven't. It's
had
definitely on my
Bucket
bucket
list.
list for sure.
Yeah. Honestly, that was I think my least favorite duck experience was
Really?
the turducken.
Really? Didn't John Madden kind of popularize the turducken?
Oh, for sure, sure. That was
nice.
like I think they'd give you a turkey leg if you like won the Thanksgiving game, like the MVP of like the Thanksgiving game would get like a turkey leg or something. But yeah, John Madden was always
He was all about his turducken.
He'd cut it. Oh yeah,
That's awesome.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that's putting meats inside other meats. It's cool. It's also kind of macabre if you like really think about it. That's just like one dead thing stuffed into another dead thing. Like, it's weird to think that to see that like carried out with like humans would just be the most vile, disgusting thing you could imagine. But to see it done with birds, it's like your mouth starts watering.
Yeah.
what?
I'm getting hungry over here.
Yeah.
I mean,
have you
why
had
is
one?
this savory and sweet, but this is horrific?
Yeah. Yeah, it's all about
I know
perception.
why.
It's all about
I know
perception.
why, but it is an interesting thing to observe the stuffing of corpses into other corpses.
Yes. Yeah.
It's,
I mean, you look at it this way: like a turducken is you took 3 lives to feed like all these people. You look
And
at
all food, like we have to appreciate where food comes. We're not
Exactly.
like anti. None of us are.
Yeah.
We're all eating this meat and stuff, but we understand why some people don't. But that being said,
yeah, and comparatively, you eat a chili dog, and I really wonder how many animals died for a single chili dog.
yeah. How many different
Like-
things are in this dog?
Because you at least have a number of cows because you get ground beef.
Yeah.
That's not a single cow at that point once you get it off of a can. A hot dog, boy.
They say hot dogs are just like eating a hot dog a day is just terrible for your health.
Really?
Like, yeah, like what's all in that to make that a reality is not really all that great.
So when I'm camping and I accidentally eat like a whole pack of hot dogs,
It doesn't mean it. It's not good for you. I know that. Yes,
That's 8 days off your life, right? One day.
they
was
do
worth
say
it.
they do say that hot dogs are Surprise, not a great health food. Nothing that's quick, easy, and affordable is really good for you. It kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Are you guys familiar with the cost, speed, and quality triangle? You heard
No,
of this? So
I haven't.
the idea is that you only get to pick two, ever,
Oh, that makes sense.
right? Like
Yeah.
it's either affordable and fast, and then quality sucks, right? Or
Yeah.
what have you, right? And so that's just kind of like that's a hot dog right there.
Yeah.
That's a great, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
Can't have it all.
yeah.
Can't have
Always
it all.
have to pick two.
Actually, we can. They want us to think we can't have it all.
nah,
They want us to think. They want us to think.
There's always a way.
There's
you can have it all.
You gotta work at it.
We could have more than they want us to think we could. I'm not saying we can have it all, but we can certainly have more than they would have us think we could.
It's always going
I
to
would agree
lean
with that.
one way. Like if you get a good quality fast thing, it's always going to cost more. Like that is the way to have it all is to
Yeah.
pay more.
Yeah, that's a.
And that's why the triangle holds up really well. So yeah. That's why
Your opinion.
yeah, I assume this was a podcast of opinions and definitely not facts.
Only opinions
that's-
that I like though.
Okay, got it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Just like everything in my life. Explains why I'm so lonely. You know, right?
Yeah. Yep.
We're really pushing the end of my notes. I scribbled "fuck you" and I started drawing these little lines. Things we got coming up here. So again, if anybody's listening at this point, they must be they must be interested in something
Troopers.
we're doing. So
Troopers.
we'll give you some insights that we haven't provided yet. Album 2 is mostly recorded. We have a few more things to kind of retrack, clean up. We have a good chunk of editing to do. And then we have some mixing and mastering things to do. But we are hoping for a spring, early summer release for that album, which I don't know if I've said yet. Maybe I have. I don't know. Maybe not.
It's still exciting news.
But-
regardless, it's
We do.
exciting news.
We're working on it. When it comes out, we're gonna do some video work, and there's gonna be some music videos for things that we have, and
Yeah.
we're gonna work on that.
We also are definitely going to do some NSFW videos, but
A lot.
they may or may not be aligned with the album.
Full frontal male nudity, folks.
Yeah.
FFMN.
And we'll see which whether the Spotify royalties outpace the OnlyFans.
I wouldn't bet on it.
I would never bet on
I
it.
would never bet on it.
Would never bet on it. But we'll see.
We'll
That's all
see.
I'm saying.
We'll see. There's going to be some cool stuff coming out. I'm also the podcast here in direction wise. We're probably going to expand it a little bit to have some other friends come join, and also have those friends maybe do some little River Street sessions.
Yep. And maybe do a little picking ourselves.
Yeah. That's eventually we're gonna turn this into maybe like the second half is just a jam song. But I don't think it should be like just songs we do out and about. I think we should
No.
I think we should write a song, and we send it back and forth, and we each write a new verse, and then try to mash it up here.
That sounds fun.
Is this
sounds really
this
fun.
like when you have like you do a third of a picture and then
Yeah.
you like fold it over, and so that the
Have
next
some-
person doesn't know what
Yeah,
the
but we
picture
need to have
is?
a little. Yes, that is exactly what
Yeah.
we're trying to do. But
Oh,
then
I
we're
like
gonna, but then we're gonna try to with no practice.
I'll give you
turn it into
I'll
something.
give you only the last lyric that I write and then hand it off to you.
There you go.
And then
Yeah, we'll go from there and just
Yeah.
create some abomination that
Yeah.
we try to.
But it'll be fun to listen to.
Oh, I'm
Or
excited.
maybe it'll be
funny.
funny. Right. That's what I meant.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't like going to karaoke and watching someone just bomb and
Yeah.
embarrass themselves?
Yeah.
That's
That's great.
entertainment is a wide spectrum, buddy.
You're right about that.
And we definitely scrum around in the lower end of that spectrum.
Speaking
Sometimes.
of which, can I plug my own karaoke thing?
Yeah, of course, of course.
So I starting.
You do have to
January-
pay the sponsorship fee, of course.
I will. I'll share. Take it out of my tab. Put it on my tab. Whichever. No, I'm going to be starting to do karaoke at Muskie's in Mercer, and that's going to be second and fourth Thursdays, and that's coming up starting January. So I believe that's the 11th is going to be my first date on that.
Awesome.
And we're going to do. We're going to see what the 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. time slot looks like, and subject to change, but you know.
If you're up in the
there.
North Woods, the second and fourth Thursdays of the month,
Come belt some
Make
up,
sure you check
belt
out
some
some
tunes out with
karaoke.
Paul.
come belt them out with Paulie.
Yup.
We'll probably make it up there for one of those.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Probably.
Anytime.
For sure, probably.
For sure,
no,
probably.
we will. We will.
For sure, probably. Yeah.
Max,
One of these days.
Max,
One
what
of
is-
these days.
Max, what is your go-to karaoke song?
Historically, I've liked Jerry Reed songs.
What's like the one song? You get
She
one
got
song.
the gold mine. I got the shaft.
Oh, I have
That's a
heard you
good
do
one.
that at Karaoke. You're right. That's
Cut her right down the middle, baby. She got the better half.
that doesn't kill you. Do burn that down.
It's always fun.
That's fun. Well, now I'm even more excited. Whether that happens,
One of these days.
Soon
One of these
or
days,
later,
I'm gonna make it.
I'm excited. That's gonna be good.
I will.
What about you, David?
My go-to karaoke song is probably to avoid karaoke entirely.
I love that song.
What a
All right, we gotta ask Paul. No.
No, you know what song do I like? I like weird. I like 99 Red Balloons.
Oh, that's a good song.
The American version, of course.
Oh.
No,
I thought because you're getting so into German now, you're up. 9 Luftballons.
Balloons.
I don't know. Maybe this is where you can grow as a person. Get into
Nah.
the German version.
Nah,
I think yeah.
That's fair.
no.
Growth is
I got the app.
That's all you need.
the Babelfish app.
Yeah, my buddy Zach, his go-to karaoke song is "I Believe in a Thing Called Love" by The Darkness.
Nice, I love that
And
song.
he goes full falsetto,
Does he?
and it's the most it's hilarious.
Is it
'cause
good?
yeah, it's good. It is. I mean, it's falsetto,
Yeah.
which is an acquired taste.
Yeah.
Right. Well, if you can pull it off, you can pull it off.
Yeah.
And he pretty much pulls it off. It's just it's always fascinating because where were we at? We were at Sunset Junction in town here, which is just kind of a sleepy
I don't think
sleepy little bar down in the kind of in the hollow,
Okay.
down in the holler, and
Holler.
but it's just like a sleepier, quieter bar, compared to like the nightlife bars, or whatever.
Right.
It's still a great bar. I like that place. And we were there, and they were doing karaoke, and Zach went up and did I Believe in a Thing Called Love, and everybody in the bar, they all did that turnaround, like their necks all stiff, trying to see what and he's just a full adult man drinking his hand. I believe in a thing called love. And I mean, there's some stretches in there that
Yeah, there are.
he didn't get them, but he went for them, and that
Yeah.
was so. It was
Attaboy. I would love to hear that sometime.
phenomenal.
I
Maybe we
cannot-
should kidnap him and bring
Bring
him
him on up to
Mercer.
karaoke. Bring him on up. What's your karaoke go-to, Paul?
honestly.
Oh, I know it.
You know it.
Yep.
You've seen
Yep.
it. I do a fine "Toxic" by Britney Spears.
Yes.
I've had many I used to be a karaoke rat, and I would get requests for that one when I would go out for like people that I'd never seen. I'm like, oh, all right, sure. Are you gonna do it tonight? You gonna do it tonight?
a
For our
karaoke
listeners,
rat.
Yeah.
I've seen this, and
Where have you seen this?
he's done it at open mic / karaoke.
oh,
Open mic,
okay.
second Wednesday every month at the
Yes,
P-Patch.
yes.
Also, at the end of the night,
Karaoke.
moves into karaoke.
Slipped my mind.
We do it towards the end of the night because the people that brought their instruments and shit, we need them to get those out of there first.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But Paul has done that a couple times at karaoke, and it is very good. You perform it. Like, that's the thing. You don't just sing it. You perform it, and you've got the moves, and then your hair kind of does the bob thing with your moves. And it is very catchy. It is very fun to watch, and it is deceptively good. hearing like an adult middle-aged man do Toxic by Britney Spears, your mind, I think, automatically conjures up something, and it's not that.
Yeah.
It's something, it's beautiful. It's really fun to watch.
I would love to hear that.
It's an experience.
One of these days.
It's an experience. The second and fourth Thursday of every month at Muskies and Mercer. Hey,
my
if you
butt
guys
up
are looking
there
for
one
a
of these
sponsorship, I know some schmucks. I am curious. I don't know. Like, I have no idea. So, like, we get like, if you watch 30 seconds of the video on YouTube, it counts as a view. And so people are clicking, people are watching the video, but I have no idea how many people are listening on Spotify or any of those other things. So
3.
That's 3 more than we deserve. 3 more than we deserve.
Yeah.
Grateful for all y'all.
We love you.
Yeah. So you got open mic. Max, what do you got going on? You got your Labor Temple gig coming up?
Yes, sir. Every first Wednesday of the month.
First Wednesday of the month.
Nice.
Yes.
The second Wednesday of the month, you
the
join me at
P-Patch
the
open mic.
P-Patch open mic.
I'm now the official co-host.
Official
Yes.
co-host.
It feels good.
Not assistant host, assistant to the host.
I'm not playing that game.
The Labor Temple gig, first Wednesday of the month. What time you guys do that?
7 p.m. And
I'd love to make
I have
it
a
down
rotating cast of characters, but this week I'll have
there. Some of the Star Thief.
I'll have Jeremiah and Sarah with me this
That'd be
week.
really cool.
It's next week, rather. So it'll be fun. Last week was good. Or last month was good.
Got to make it down there.
Yeah.
But I won't.
Life happens. Life
I
happens.
will.
thing is-
I will make
The
it
thing
down
is,
there.
you do have to make sure you're spending your dissociation time.
Yeah,
And
I do.
that's
I
gotta
do gotta
take
have my
precedence.
stare.
I mean, I don't need you in
It is-
the crowd making me all uncomfortable looking at me. Like,
It is weird that I make you work with me and like are around me so much, but somehow when you're playing and I'm watching, it makes you uncomfortable.
I'm just kidding.
I don't get that. I don't get that. You start shaking and sweating.
You can. It gets awkward
My
when,
nipples get hard.
when your teeth start chattering while you're trying to sing.
Is that David Walters? Oh no, man! That's
We drove to the drive-through to Culver's today, and they didn't even recognize Max.
Yeah. I asked if
Did you
Nick
ask-
Montz was there.
Did you
and
ask for the Montz burger?
I didn't want a burger.
You're
it was
bad.
Noon.
Listen, folks, if you are at the Culver's in Woodruff at any given time, you just ask them, "Can I get a Montz burger?" You're gonna really like what you
Does
get.
that work?
You're gonna really like what you get.
I might go back there later.
You're gonna really
Try
like
again.
it. You're gonna
I
really
did
like
it wrong. But they said he was there, but he was in the kitchen. So I didn't
he
get
usually
to see
is.
him.
He's usually back there. I wonder how many people have asked for it. I've been trying to get the Montz burger thing started forever.
Yeah.
I just tell everybody to ask for it. It's not a thing.
Has anybody ever
Let our
asked for
listeners
it?
know.
Oh.
Yes, he has had people ask for
Does
it.
he-
Usually friends of ours, because that's what I mean. It's but
Yeah.
but yes, if you ever go to that Woodruff, our good buddy Nick is one of the managers there, and just ask. Do you guys have the Montz burger? And just persist and insist to speak to a manager. But yes, he's had people. And I just want to keep growing that until they actually make it a thing.
Yeah.
Until they actually have to add it to their menu nationwide.
He deserves it.
Yeah,
He does.
He
Nick's
deserves
it.
Nick's a great boy.
Oh,
Great
man.
player. I want to do
musician.
another session, River Street session with them.
That'd be good.
That's what I was going to say earlier. I do want to tie the River Street sessions into the podcast too, where like when we have folks coming into the studio to do the session, we'll have
Maybe
like
have him on the.
have a little podcast, or maybe we'll have to start another podcast for that as a companion guide to that. I don't know. We can do it.
We're just press and record.
Yeah, it's easy enough.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
cool. You got Labor Temple, we got karaoke, we got open mic. It's New Year's Eve. We got a bunch of stuff coming out.
Smoking lasers tomorrow.
January is going to be fun. February, we're going to have. We're still keeping it pretty light. We're still keeping it pretty light for this winter. Max is going to Puerto Rico.
Yes.
Max
to
is
Puerto
going
Rico.
to Puerto Rico. Paul, are you going somewhere during this winter?
Nothing on the horizon right now,
Okay.
but you never know. I might.
We've got some cool stuff coming up this winter. There's some cool shows coming up that I can't really talk about. I'm debating if I can or can't. I probably won't. You know what? I don't like to spoil things, but
Next episode.
next episode. Oh God. You know what? No, what's funny is I listened back to those, the 2 podcasts we did, and I had like all these ideas and notes and like, okay, this next one we're gonna hit our stride, and
Yeah.
I was gonna prep today and be all ready.
Did you
for
feel
it,
like
and
we hit our stride today?
I thought we had a good groove today.
I feel like
It's
we're
hard to tell without going
striding
back.
high.
Watch the mics be messed up. None of this.
I am a little concerned that my mic's probably backwards, so I've kind of been doing like this when I talk, just to double check. Because I think the design here, this switch is usually on the back, so it's very possible.
Usually the logo is on the front.
I would
mics.
think this is the back.
Yeah,
because
because usually the logo, and I did have before we started, I had Max go up to. Don't do that right now because we're still doing our podcast. It's not test time. But we did test before, and they were all
Okay,
at a
well,
reasonable
this
level.
is good.
Yeah.
I was just a little worried.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Maybe I'm just a little. You're hot. I'm cold.
Yeah, it's
And,
always been my struggle.
It's like
My
like
burden.
it's like that Paula Abdul song.
I love Paul Abdul.
Paul Abdul.
Paul Abdul-Jabbar.
Oh, that's great stuff. So open mic is coming up, not this Wednesday, but the following Wednesday. We'll have another episode going by then. Yeah, trying to think what else we got to cover. I think that's about it. Thank you guys for listening.
Thanks, guys.
Like and share if you get a chance. The more people we have listening, the more chance we have getting sponsored, and the more chance we have of
Going to state.
So appreciate anything y'all do to help or not help. I don't give a shit. I'm having a good time. Been staring at this selenite crystal. Zoning. But yeah, we love you guys, and hopefully we see you out and about.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year from the Old Pine Road. We'll see you next year.
See you next year, suckers.
See you, suckers. And that's the Old Pine way.
That is the old one.
That's how I'm ending every podcast. That's
Great.
the Old Pine way.
That's awesome. I like that a lot.
I love it. Fuck yeah. That's great. Oh, that was fun as hell.
Easy.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's just kind of nice to just bullshit a while too.
Yeah, it is. I like that.
It's a